me a cool marker. So, I don't know if you were here for this, but I know you were here for this, Miss Kathy. When I was talking about sales is not an event, it's a process. And so, what I've spent some time doing is defining what our process looks like. So, I'm going to draw this out for you, and then you guys get some information that you can look at. So, this is our process. And it's not the restaurant Husk because it would have a K and not a C. And by the way, if you've never been to the restaurant Husk downtown,
I need to.
you should go.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Never
pretty good
heard
food.
of it.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Well, Chef Brock, I think Chef Brock's out of Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. But Husk was voted at some point. I don't know if they are right now. Number one, I think they were number one restaurant in America.
Wow.
Yeah.
We should go to Husk.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Save up your money and go
I
downtown.
personally, I don't think it's the best restaurant in Charleston, but rave reviews.
Okay.
So this is what our process looks like right here. Husk. The H stands for human. Human rapport. Okay. So when you go into the process and you're actually making your phone call, you have to be human. You'll hear me say this all the time. When a regular telemarketer calls them, they sound like a regular telemarketer. When we call, we don't sound like a telemarketer. We sound like a friend, loved one, grandchild, whatever the case may be. So I can there's a difference between me making a phone call and saying, but the person's name is Rose Prospect. I can say, hey, is this Rose? Now you understand culturally, some people are going to take exception to what you call them, whether it's Miss, Mrs., etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
But by and large, if you're friendly, they will not balk at you immediately. And you'll get that sometimes. But if I say, hey, is this Mrs. Prospect? Or hey, how you doing today? If I'm friendly, because only telemarketers don't greet you like that. That's not how telemarketers greet you. They greet you in a very formal, non-friendly. They're trying to figure out what your angle is. But if you greet them differently, you start the call differently, you sound like a human. So what happens is, so good example. I listen to calls obviously, and I hear people explaining to the senior might ask a question like, "Where'd you get my number? Like, where are you calling from?" And they give this big fancy
Yeah,
talk
would be
around
me.
the tree answer instead of saying, "I'm actually calling from Daniel Island. It's a small island in Charleston where." Tell them where you are.
Okay.
And one of the benefits of telling them where you are is that people have a big heart for Charleston right now because of a
Yes.
number of things that have happened in Charleston recently. The other thing is, I've heard people say, well, we've got this computer system that dials numbers and da-da-da. And it's the most impersonal
Great.
thing. There's nothing like saying you're just a name on a list.
Yikes.
Like, yeah, the computer system called. No. Tell them, hey, the reason I'm calling you, Mrs. Process, I thought we might be able to help you today. Make them feel like they are the only individual in the world.
But the question of where did you get my number?
Yes.
I mean, no, I wouldn't say the computer down, but would we want to give at least some kind of answer that, like, well, this is public information? I mean, that's what I say. I mean, I know that's not personal, but it is public information.
This is not a direct answer to that question, but it's more important that you communicate this than asking them. When they ask you where you get my number, they really want to know why you calling me. So essentially what they want to know.
Yesterday.
Now you do have some people who are like, in their mind, their number is super secretive, top
Yes.
secret information. If someone pushes for you to answer that question, you can tell them we do have a database of the seniors in the area.
She was
A
definitely a do not
database
call.
of seniors.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was definitely a do not
But
call.
but the first answer to that question, essentially, where you get my number, is that hey, we're just working with the seniors in your area.
Right.
We're trying to help them.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Because again, you can tell them eventually where you got their number from, but you want them to feel like they are the only call you're making today. You're the only call, not, man, we just picked your number out of a hat. You're a dime a dozen. We pay 44 cents for everybody in your neighborhood. That's not what we want to communicate. We want them to feel, we want to have some human rapport. So we got to start off not a telemarketer, not a machine, not a survey. You want to sound like someone they want to speak with. And there's a difference between sounding like the friend, the cousin, the relative, and sound like some people, you can pick a telemarketer. When you say hello on your phone, you can pick a telemarketer pretty quickly. Now, occasionally you'll have people call you from a number you don't recognize. Maybe they're calling from a different number, whatever the case may be. You can tell by their greeting if you have a relationship with them by what they say. Now, and then you can also tell when they call, when you see a number you don't recognize, you answer, and you can tell when it's a telemarketer. They sound like it. Don't sound like a telemarketer. Don't sound like a telemarketer. So human human rapport. All right. The you. This is the second step in the process, which is after you've been a human and you're building some rapport here. Here's where you spend most of your time, right here. This could have easily been listen, an L, as in listen, but then it wouldn't make a word, okay? But this is uncover, okay? This is where you uncover what their need is. Once you presented what you're here for, you built your rapport. Hey, I'm going to see if there's anything we can do as far as saving you on prescriptions, maybe helping you out. You ask your question, figuring out if we can help you with hospital co-pays. Those are a pretty big deal right now. Anything we can do to help you, that's what I want to figure out today. I'm going to do a standard review for you. It won't take you long. I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and we're going to figure out exactly where we're going to go with you. And this portion, this is the most important part, because this is where you listen, based on what they tell you. You ask them questions, but you've already built, if they don't like you, you're never going to get to the sales part. So you got to get here in the human rapport stage where they actually like you. Then you got to uncover that they like you, they might trust you, but they're not going to trust you if they don't like you. Doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. So you get here to this uncover stage, and now you got to start uncovering what it is that they actually need. So every time they tell you something, every answer that they give you is important, because you're taking that information and going, okay, what can I do for this person? What can I do for this person? What can I do for this person? And they're telling you. So they might be telling you, well, the only real issue I have is my prescriptions. And to be honest with you, I don't have any trouble with my prescriptions until about September. I hit the donut hole every September. Now we know, well, this person might be a good play for a home health care product. Now we're going to ask more questions to see if they're a good fit for that. Or we're going to ask questions to figure out why are they hitting would they be a good fit for a different drug plan? We don't know. We just got to keep asking questions. We can't go from human rapport to S, which is solve or solution. We can't go from here to here without figuring out what the issue is. So a lot of times we get on the phone and we just want to go from here to which would be solution, which we want to go from here to tell, okay, I got you, and let me tell you about this awesome plan. You don't know what they need. How are you going to tell them about a plan if you don't know what they need? So human rapport, uncover, and then solution. So what you'll find is, so we have to be really, really good at it, and I think you guys are already there, and you're going to continue to grow, and the more people you talk to, the more you focus on this, you're going to find the right fit for them. And because your heart is right, you actually want to put people in the right vehicle. Remember, ultimately we want to get people to peace of mind. All we're doing is finding the best vehicle for a person to get to peace of mind. Once we presented that vehicle, the sale is going to be a logical conclusion. We're both going to say, you know what, this makes sense. But we have to broaden our horizon. We have to expand our minds and go, okay, this person it might take us 4 products to get this person to peace of mind, but we only have $200 to play with. Well, how can we structure this $200 and fit these 4 products in there so they can have everything covered? We're not going in here and saying, well, you know what, I'm going to come in and see if I can save you money on your Medicare supplement. If I can't save you money, end the call. If I can't save you money on your Medicare Advantage, end the call. We're going here, we're going, what is it that this person needs? Okay? And then once we figure out what this person needs based on what they're telling us, now we're going to present the solution to them. But in the way that we present the solution, I'm not saying, okay, well, I'm going to sell you, and I'm going to sell you, and I'm going to sell you. The solution is this. They don't even know they're being sold until you get to C, which is closed. The solution part of it comes, you've uncovered this, they already like you, having a conversation. I've listened to you, both of you guys, and you guys do a great job at building rapport, and people having a conversation with you. It's no longer, their hands are down, they don't feel like, what are you trying to accomplish? The amount of thank yous you get on the phone while you're on the phone with senior is a testament to how good you are in this portion right here. But when you get to this uncovering, and this is where you have to really study like you're in school again, knowing all of your products, knowing the hospital indemnity, knowing the home health, knowing that the hospital indemnity product has some pretty cool features to it with riders and different things that, to be honest with you, might be. I've always traditionally thought hospital indemnity is not good for someone with a Medicare supplement, but I'm opening my mind to the realization that the hospital indemnity could be a product, good sell for a prospect because it's an indemnity plan that pays you.
Right.
So when we think about all the costs that are associated with, excuse me, with having some type of medical procedure or going to the hospital, different things that are not billed to your insurance company, fuel, food, all these other things. If you got to go, and especially in Texas, I don't know why this is like this in Texas. It's one of the things that I've seen a lot of. Someone has to go to a specialist on the other part of the state. Now they got to stay overnight, et cetera, et cetera. Your insurance company's not paying that. But if you've got a hospital indemnity plan, you know, that will pay, say they had to go inpatient hospital at a distance, whatever the case may be, the plan is going to pay you while you're in the hospital. Or some of the riders that you can do other things with, they're going to pay you as well. So I'm not saying that we should get on the phone with some of the meds up and start talking about hospital indemnity, because if you say the first thing out of your mouth is, well, let me save you some money on your inpatient hospital stay, they're going to say, I don't pay anything. You're going to sound like a fool. But you really got to listen. At this portion, the only thing you should have is a notebook. Now, you're in telesales, so you can actually be pulling up different things online, looking at your different products, different benefits, trying to figure out what's a good fit for them. But this is where you're going to figure out what their solution is. And you can get quite creative with the solution. You have to get creative with the solution. And sometimes it won't always be saving money. It might end up be paying a little bit more money, but you're going to figure out here what the peace of mind is. They might tell you about a benefit. They might tell you in this uncovering portion something that doesn't sound like they have a need. But based on what they tell you, you have identified some security that shouldn't be security. They got a thin sheet of paper here that they think is security, and that's your opportunity to throw them off balance and go, I understand that you have this coverage, but did you know? That's one of the big ways that people sell cancer policies when we talk about all the expenses that aren't covered by Medicare supplement, because we've always been taught, and agents tell their clients this: you've got a med sup, everything's covered, and then someone actually
never say that.
And
even things, in fact, the thing says don't say that.
Right.
Medicare doesn't cover everything.
Right, but it's something
including in the hospital.
Right. That's another thing you have to understand. I was with the trading with appointment centers. You know, when it comes to billing, your benefits can be covered differently depending on how the hospital actually codes the bill. Do they bill it all as an inpatient stay? Do they itemize and bill everything separately?
Better.
You know, so you really don't know. There are so many different variables that come into play that you thought you had something that you don't actually have. And so you have to really be listening and find out about what they know or about what they have. And then we start to uncover things that they don't know. And then over here, when we get to this S, which is solution. So you get to the solution part and you tell them, okay, well, here's what we're going to do for you. Sounds like, based off what you're telling me, that this would be a good fit for you if we can cover that inpatient hospital for you, or if we can get you a home health product that's going to help you recover, transition home. We can also get you that product's also going to save you money for prescriptions. I know you hit that donut hole in September. So we're going to get you coverage for that as well. Now, you have a plan F right now that you're paying for, and right now, and you guys can look this up, I should provide statistics for you, and I'm going to do my best to get that to you. But what I've been seeing, what I was just looking at earlier today, is that Plan G in a lot of places, their rate has been staying the same or decreasing, while Plan F has been rising.
Right.
So you can tell someone that you've got a Plan F right now. We move you to a Plan G. The savings that we get here, we can go ahead and take that, get you the dental benefits that you want. That's going to cover that crown or whatever it is. You know, after whatever, create a solution. You know, create a scenario that works. But you can start playing with that. Maybe we got to go from Plan G to something else, or maybe we go to a high deductible Plan F, and then we build this in, we build that in. It just depends on the situation. Everyone's situation is going to be different, which is why we got to uncover, because they're communicating to you their needs, and sometimes they're not even aware of it. So you have to be. This is the most time you spend listening, and bam, solution. All right. So now this person you presented this not as in a, okay, let me tell you what's this product that I want to try to sell to you. You're not a salesperson, which you are a problem solver. So you present them with a solution. Now you get to see which is close. You presented a solution to them, but you still have to pull the trigger. You can't just say, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and then be quiet. And then if they don't say, okay, can you enroll me in that? Then you go, okay, well, I'll send you some information in the mail. You have to close. You still have to go, all right, now this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna have to do this, da 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 da. I'm gonna have to get your billing information, da da da. We're gonna have to do a verification call, blah blah blah. They have to ask you some health questions, blah blah blah, whatever it is. Does that make sense? So human rapport. Be a human first. Before anything, before a salesperson, before anything else, be human. Always remain human. I don't think you guys have a problem with that. Uncover. So where you're going to spend most of your time right here. Listen, 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 listen. Asking good questions, open-ended questions. Getting them to talk to you. Getting them to talk to you, tell you what they're looking at. This is where you can be telling them, well, I've seen some people have issues with this. What's been your experience? Da-da-da-da-da. Just still having human conversation, but uncovering. Trying to pull as much information from them as possible, then to present them with a solution. Alright? Once you present them with that solution, you still have to ask for the close, because they're not going to say, sometimes they will. If you've done a good enough job in these first 3 steps, they're going to say, come on, how can I get that done? And that will happen to you. But sometimes they're going to go, okay. What does okay mean? Does that mean, you're going to have to close at some point. But I think that this is the right process for what we're doing. We may find at some point that we need to add another step or something like that, but I think this is the right sales process. I think if you take everyone through the sales process as best you can, as long as they'll listen to you, because sometimes people aren't going to let you get past hello. This H going to stand for hello, and then they're gone. But if you can keep someone on the phone and take them through that whole process, and honestly, I think with the demographics that you're working with, I think it's a little bit easier to take them through that process. So, HUSK, that's our sales process.
Okay.